Hello again, floss tubers. As you can see, tears in hand, it's the bank holiday weekend. Hope you all had a lovely Easter break, doing lots of stitching and family stuff. I've been quite lucky on this occasion. My husband's gone away for 4 days to do racing, so it's given me 4 days to I'll spend a bit of time at home and do a bit of stitching, although that's not quite gone according to plan. So although I've done a fair amount of stitching, it's not like I've spent my entire bank holiday stitching, which is what I wanted to do. But I thought I'd do a video for you this morning on Bank Holiday Monday. I'm going out with my mum this afternoon, so again, no stitching this afternoon. But yeah, so here goes. What to tell you all. I'm back from holiday. Had a lovely time. I know I said I was going to take some stuff with me to stitch whilst I was away. That didn't happen. So whilst away, I did no stitching. I'll explain why. So basically I was trying to think of things that I could take away with me and I could stitch, not necessarily on the beach or by the pool, but I could definitely be stitching sort of up in the room when I was chilling, or on the balcony and bits and pieces like that, and on the aeroplane. Let me put my tea down. So that was the idea. The idea was that I would do my stitching whilst I was away. So I was trying to think of something that I could take with me that I would like to sort of stitch. So I decided, I saw some bits and pieces, and I think it's called a biscono. Yeah, biscono. It's like a little pincushion type thing. So I saw some of those, and I was sitting there talking with my mother-in-law and my great mother-in-law. She's in her 90s, lover. Still going strong. She was a seamstress, and she loves the little pincushions, but all of her pincushions were really quite old. Although she doesn't really do too much dressmaking now, she does do little alterations and messes around with stuff. So I thought it would be a really nice idea for me to do one. So, sounds straightforward, right? Wrong. So I tried to find one that didn't look too complicated. So went onto the so-and-so website and thought I'd buy them as kits, because obviously I don't know what I need. So that's what I did. Straightforward, right? No. Why is it everything I touch isn't straightforward? So I bought two, because I thought, well, if I'm going to do one for the mother-in-law, I want to do one for me as well. So I ordered, so I suppose you could call this a little mini haul as well. So I ordered two of them, one for me and one for my mother-in-law. I must admit they do look really pretty, but I suppose they look really pretty if you're the right person and you do it right in the first place, but hey-ho. So I've just got to be careful I don't show you the pattern here. Okay, so I ordered two, and one's called Posy. It looks like that. Which is by Loopy Loo Designs. I'm not sure about the needle case thing, but definitely the little biscono thing. And the instructions I thought were fairly straightforward. So the instructions, it sort of gives you a little layout of how to put it together. But when you actually get to the bit where it's stitching it, I didn't realise, but they're not cross stitches. They're like specialised type stitches. And I was thinking, oh bugger, it's not quite what I had in mind, but hey. So that was the first one that I purchased, so that was number one. So that was the one that I was going to do for me, but the one that I was going to do for my great mother-in-law is this one. And it's called Hearts and Flowers. It's a design by Colette Robinson. So that's the one. Now, they all come fairly straightforward with regards to sort of, it gives you an outline of what the stitches are that you need to do, and tells you what thread you need and yada yada, you know what I'm talking about. And this one looked fairly straightforward because there's not really that much to it. It's sort of a couple of bits and pieces and some beads on there. So I was thinking, well, how hard can that be? I thought it was going to be harder to try and put the bloody thing together than it is to sort of actually stitch it. So what came with it was, we got some DMC floss, purple one. And then we've got Krennic Silk Mori. We've got like an olive type green colour. We got I don't know, like a mauvey pinky colour. Can't really tell in this video. We've got a very light green colour, but it's like a, I don't know, like a sagey type green. And we've got this really deep purple, but I mean it's almost like a mauvey purple, it's not purple. So we've got those. Then we've got some Krennic Metallic. Now, I've never used this ever. This is very fine braid number 4, and it's 406, and it's like a pinky purpley sparkly thing. So again, quite intrigued as to how this stitches, or what I'm supposed to stitch it with, because I've got to be honest, I'm a little intimidated by this stuff. I've tried treasure braids, but at least that's like a bit more bobbly. This just looks skinny and I don't know. But again, I think it's just a new thing for me. I'm not sure that I like new things. I've come across that now. So yeah, so that. Then we've got, I'm thinking this is called Pearly. Now, I don't know, because I don't know enough about these threads yet, but I'm a bit bewildered why it's on a spool thing like this. I've never, all the DMCs are like these, and the things that I've received so far look like that. So this is a little strange, but it feels nice and soft. So I don't know if you'd use that for cross stitching or whether this is for sort of like more embroidery type stuff, but maybe you guys could post it and let me know, like, what is this pearly stuff normally used for other than what I'm doing. I don't think it's something you would cross stitch with, but again, I'm the novice and you're the experts, so little help please. So yeah, we've got 2 of those, but then with that we've also got some silk, which is in my other little bag. Okay, I put this one in a little flossy bag, because a floss away bag, because I've already started using it, and it came all sort of twisted, and for some bizarre reason I can't get it to replicate the twist back, or how you retwist it. So this is my attempt at retwisting, but I just sort of stuck this bit through that bit at the bottom because I didn't really know what else to do. But this one is, it's Wildflower by Karen, and it's 185 Orchid, or Orchid, but it's a beautiful colour. It's like pale pinks going into purples, into a beautiful colour. But it's not straight thread, it's almost like a ribbed thread. I don't know if I can get that close enough for you to see, but it is actually, I don't know, strange. But I like it. Well, I think I like it. I like the colour. Not sure I like stitching with it at the minute, but then that might just be me. So anyway, so I decided I'd start on the mother-in-law's and do that one first. I looked at the instructions and panicked. So hence the reason I didn't take this away on holiday with me, even though that was the plan, because I was going to stitch it all on holiday. But given that it looked a lot more technical, I needed something that was just going to be super sweet and easy to just not really think about and stitch with it. And obviously this wasn't the ideal project to be taken away with me. With them as well came 3 sets of Mill Hill beads, which I've got to be honest, they're quite expensive, aren't they, when you look at how much each of these little pots cost. So, I mean, we've got glass seed beads, Mill Hill, 151, which is like a pale pinky colour. And then we've got 3023, it's like a mauvey colour, but they're like shiny, like antique mauve. I don't even know how to describe those. And then you've got like white ones, but for some reason or another, the other two have got like 4 grams, and these two have only got 2.6 grams each. So when you look at the price of these, I don't know whether I ever told you, but I dabbled in doing a little bit of beading work, making bracelets and bead weaving. And part of that is that you have to sort of order in beads. So I've got a sample book of all the beads from one of my local suppliers, which is called the Bead Merchant. I say it's local, it's not, it's miles away. But it's the localist, one of the localists to me. But it's an online website, so you can actually sort of order. Now the thing is, these Mill Hill beads are in actual fact what look like size 11O seed beads, which are these. And obviously I've got the book that covers all of the beads. So if I give you an example. So this is Delica beads. Now Delica beads are actually more cylindrified seed beads. So if you want something that lays really, really flat, then you would use Delica beads. But I don't know how that would work with this type of stuff, because obviously they've got quite a, I think they've got quite a bigger hole. But they're the Delica beads. And then you've got Delica beads, 15 seed beads, which are your smallest beads, like these ones. I don't know how much of this you can actually see. So they're your small ones, and then you go to your 11O seed beads, which is more like what these look like, if I'm honest. The beads that I've got here from Mill Hill look to be 11O seed beads. Now, bearing in mind that the seed beads that are in this book, if you're the sort of person that does quite a lot of, or likes to put beads onto your cross stitch, onto your needlework, these seed beads in my book come in tubes of 10 grams. So you've got some that will come in 10 grams. The 15O seed beads will turn up in approximately 8 gram bags, which is about 2,000 beads. Whereas obviously, I mean, it is slightly more expensive, but obviously you're buying a lot more beads. So if you're a real beady person and likes to incorporate a lot of beads into your needlework, and you like to have a nice stash, I mean, I wouldn't go and buy these. I suppose if you're only going to use a few of them and you're not really going to be using lots of them, and it's just that every now and then projects, then yeah, the Mill Hill beads look fine. But for the price, if you're the sort of person that likes to have lots of different beads to choose from and have a bit of a bead stash going on, for price for, well, value for the amount, you can get, I mean, for instance, these seed beads here on this page, you get 8 grams for £2.20, whereas I paid about £1.80 something for 2.6 grams. So again, I think for me this is ideal, because obviously someone's arranged for these to be colour coded. I've not quite got to the point where I'm brave enough to sort of pick my own beads to go with my project, but based on the fact that now I know what they are, I think I wouldn't necessarily order the beads, wait for the threads to come through and then try and match it against my own book and get it that way, especially if it's going to be lots of beads and you know you're going to end up with, I don't know, 2 or 3 packs of the same colour. I mean, the beauty of this is if I get really good, you know, they do all the different types of beads. So bugle beads, triangle beads, square beads, cut hex beads. Unfortunately, this is only a UK company, so I can only tell you what it is for UK prices. But yeah, so when I saw them, I was like, wow. So at least I might actually be able to sort of, because I have got a bit of a bead stash. So I might actually be able to put some of those beads to good use after all. As well as obviously doing a bit more beading. That I'm all over for the cross stitch these days, so the beading's sort of gone out the window. Okay, so back to... Okay, so part of this was that I needed 32 count linen, which, as I've already explained, I've only ever really used Ada, so I was a bit scared to use this. Well, this is a 22 count Brittany in white. I tried to give this a go. Now, it wasn't straightforward because the way the pattern is. I don't know if I can show you. So, this is how far I've got, and honestly, I've got so frustrated with this. I've frogged it about 5 times. I've thrown it across the room because I got so frustrated with it. But this is where I'm at. Now, you will probably notice instantly, for you pro stitchers out there, that there is a problem with that. And that is, I did the first one and thought, oh yeah, that's straightforward. And then when I tried to do the next one, the counting's all a bit iffy. Reason being is the way these stitches are made is you start at this base point here and you work your way up one side and round and then come back down and then work your way up the other side. So once I'd done the one, I had no idea how to do the count to get it to come down and across enough to know where I'm starting for this very base point, because the base point starts in the middle and goes outwards and then you sort of go out like a bit like a sort of a satiny type stitch. I don't know, maybe it was the 32 count that blew it completely, but anyway, I did number 1 and that was fine. Then I tried to do number 2, and the way I did it was to try and count how many down and how many across to get me to this point, and then hope that I was sort of in the right place. When I actually got to the join, I realised that I didn't really look like I was in the right place. But then when I went over to the other side, this is where I suppose you need to be experienced enough to know these things. Always start on the left side, because the left side is where it's going to join, so then you count down from the left side so that you know that you've already found your spot, because this point and this point needed to meet. So if you count down on the left, you're already in the right place for the start. You just need to come in a bit. But anyway, so that was bad enough in itself, as well as this thread, you use it as a single thread, and I've ended up managing to get knots in it. Look, if you can see that knot there, I can't get it out. So once again, I need to frog it. I've got to be honest, I'm getting really frustrated with this. The stitch itself, once I got my head around it, is an easy stitch. The count is a nightmare. And the whole ending up with knots in the thread once you've already, I mean, I've nearly finished that one. That one is nearly finished. And then I get a knot in it, and then I can't get the knot out. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Am I supposed to use my thread heaven on that? Would that help? I don't know, but I'm really not very happy with it. I mean, I will frog it and do it again. And I really like the thread because I like the way it variegates and I like the way it feels, but I don't know. I don't know why I keep doing it wrong or how I can count wrong. I mean, counting's counting, it's not hard, but when you're counting on 32 and then it starts saying you have to go over 2 threads, I'm thinking, well, yeah, easy. So 2 threads equals 1 square. But then when you're doing the counting, it just doesn't work. Well, it didn't work for me. And I mean, I must have counted it about 50 times. I'm sick of counting to 10. So you count 10 up and 10 across, and theoretically should sort of be somewhere in the right place. But every single time, I mean, twice I did it and I was off by 1 or 2. And I was just like, really? So you have to unpick the whole thing and start again. So yeah, a little frustrated with this one, but I'm not going to give up on it. I'm sure there's a proper way to do this, and that I'm just missing it, but at least I'm giving it a go. Really wanted to make something that was quick and simple, you know, that wasn't a say heavy going as a heaven and earth design, and in actual fact this is worse. But we've already been through this bit with the whole small projects are worse than big projects. So anyway, so that's me Biscanu. I don't even know how you say that, Biscanu. That's where it's at. It's not very good, but we will get there. Even if it takes me 10 years. I mean, that was the thing. Look, I even done a test one, which came out really well. So I mean, it's my little test one I did. And I thought, do you know what? Easy peasy, I can do that. And then it's fine, as long as you only have to do one. And then the minute you have to sort of attach something to it, like further round on the other side, then that was when the chaos began. So yeah, so I haven't completely failed miserably on it. I haven't decided that I'm giving it up and not doing it. I'm just having to sort of pick the timing of when I'm gonna unpick it again, start again, and see if I can get it right. So, but any advice or tips that you've got to help me with this would be really much appreciated. Talking of tips and advice, I would just like to say, I don't know what is going on with YouTube. For everybody that has sent me all the lovely comments and the support, it is really good. I know I keep saying it, but I don't really think you realise how much I mean it. Because I don't have anybody else to ask. I don't have anyone else that can help, and I don't have anyone else that I can sort of say, what do you think? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? I know you say there isn't a right or wrong way, but there is. And for someone who's so out of their comfort zone and out of their own depth, you know, what comes very naturally to stitchers that have stitched for a while and know what everything is, for me, it's like, I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? So the comments they're the most helpful thing. Other than watching your YouTube videos, like tutorials of the how-tos, I don't have any other help. It's not like I've got someone that stitches or a group that's local that I could go to that could help. So everything that I get from you guys at YouTube is basically what tells me what I'm doing right, and actually there's a better way to do it, or you know, you're doing it wrong. YouTube, don't know what's happening with it. I've got lots of comments where it allows me to do a little upsy thumb up or to reply. So for those that I have replied to, it's been fine. However, there are a few people that have sent me messages and it will not give me the option to reply. I've tried shutting it down, restarting it. I've tried clicking around on it, and for some bizarre reason there is just not a place that I can reply to some people. So I do apologise. For instance, Laurel Campbell, thank you for your comments on my YouTube video, but I can't reply to you. I'm very sorry, but it won't let me reply. So for anyone that just got a thumbs up and nothing else, it's not that I'm being rude. I would love to reply to every single comment I get, but it just won't let me. So I don't know if anyone else is having the same problem, but it can be really frustrating. So for all those that I haven't replied to, I am very sorry. Please keep posting your comments on the next videos, and I'm sure that one of them will allow me to do a reply to you. Also, you remember I was sort of saying that I was struggling with the hoops and bits and pieces. As you probably noticed when I was showing you my appalling scarning, I have purchased, I think it's called a Q-snap, or the equivalent of a Q-snap. So this is it on there. Massive thank you to Dee for heading me in the right direction for that and explaining to me about them and sort of raving about them. Do you know what? You're totally right. These are so much better than the hoops for me. It gives you something to hold on to. You've got a nice firm grip on it. And to loosen it, you can just slide the sides in. I mean, it's so easy. There's none of that fighting with the hoop and having the spring going flying across the room and then sort of losing the will to live, where you feel like you just want to jump up and down on the bloody thing. No, so the Q-snap is definitely a great in-hand tool. So Dee, thank you for that, much appreciated. And as you can see, I have it and I'm getting on fine with it. So thank you for the tip with the Q-snap. Okay, so on the stitching side, the fact that I've been spending so much time doing all of those other bits, I've not really had time, and obviously being on holidays made it so I don't have time. The wedding sampler, it's not here with me, but I've done another video when I picked it up, which was literally a day or so before after I landed from holiday. So the day that it came back from the framers was the same day that we went to the retaking of vows. So I basically done the fastest video live and done it separately, which I'm going to insert here so that you can see it, and then I'll be straight back with you. Hey Floss Tubers, as you can see, nice tan, back from holiday. Just wanted to do a really quick update for you. For those that watch my other videos, you would know that I've done a silver wedding anniversary sampler, like a anniversary sampler for my sister. Today's the day. So today is the day that she's retaking her vows and celebrating to the day 25 years of being happily married. Literally only come back from holiday the day before yesterday, so everything's everywhere. I'd already sent off the piece to the framers to be framed. So literally this is the fastest video live because I've run out this morning, picked it up, got the wrapping stuff. I've quickly got to get myself ready and then drive to the north of England to give it to her. But before it went, I was so excited by it that I thought I had to let you all know. The guys actually framed it so well. It's come out a lot better than I thought. There's a massive difference when you do cross stitch of using different types of glass. So I got the anti-glare glass, a little bit more expensive, not a massive amount. I mean, this piece cost me, I don't know, maybe 40 quid, which really is cheap as chips in comparison to some sort of framing. But the anti-glare has made a massive difference because even when you lay it flat and you hold it in daylight, there's no reflection whatsoever. So here it is. So final piece, all finished and done. She says, a little scratchy thing on it. Okay, so here's the final piece. With a little heart that surrounds it, with a white frame. And I'm so impressed with how well that's come out, considering that I was having an absolute nightmare with it when I was doing it. You can't see the problem with the differences between these two sections with the initials. I don't think that looks bad at all. I mean, if I'm honest, I had a bit of a nightmare because originally the mount was supposed to have been like a really dark, deep purple colour. I had to send like a picture of the piece itself with rulers at both sides. And the guy made me one. It turned up, I think the day before I was flying out to holiday. And when I actually put it over the piece, it was sort of right, but it actually went over some of the stitching, so it was actually completely useless in the end. So the guy that actually framed this in the end turned around and said, well look, if you want to pop down and have a look at the colours that I've got, I could probably make you something. I thought he's done an amazing job. Such a nice guy, does it from home, you know, anything you want. You know, his answer is bring it down, let's have a chat, let's see what we can do. I didn't realise framers were that pleasant actually. I thought it was just like, well, this is all I can do and that's all you can have, and take your pick from like this selection of things. But this guy was really working with me. But yeah, so here it is, my first finish first completed project, and I am so proud of myself. I'm just really gutted now that it's going to go and hang somewhere where I'm never going to see it, and I'm not going to get to enjoy it. So I think that's something I need to make sure. So I'm definitely going to make sure that I do. The next one is one for me. It's not one for someone else. It has to be one to go in my house so I can sit and look at it. And I will be getting it framed from the same guy down here in the south of England. But yeah, let me know what you think, chaps, for a first ever completed project and finish. Let me know what you think. And then back to the other video, because actually I'm going to bolt this onto a video that I haven't done yet because I'm in such a rush. But anyway, see you guys later. Bye. So that was me then, and this is me back now. So my whip, the only project that I'm working on, as you know, is faces. So it's my Heaven and Earth design by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. There she is. And this is where we're at. Like I said, I feel like I want to go slow because she's just so nearly there and just not there yet. So here she is. And could you believe that if I told you that this section here, I have been stitching for, I don't know, a day and a half, which is a lot of stitching, bearing in mind that I've not really took breaks apart from to pick my daughter up and maybe do some lunch. I mean, but that's a lot of stitching. But it just, like I said, she's taking forever now. I just want to see her properly, all finished, and I can't wait for, over here, if you look on the picture, there's a little swan in a corner. Oh, I want the swan, but she's on the furthest corner. So at the minute, this is just all shoulders and arms, and the main part, the swan, is over here. So I've got something to look forward to. And I don't know why, but I really thought, oh, do you know what, I could have that done by Easter. But what do you think? I don't think I've done too bad. I started beginning of January-ish, and we're now at beginning of April. So she's only sort of 4 months. So I suppose I should sort of cut myself some slack, stop sweating it so much, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Once you get to a point in a project like to here, you want it finished. You want to sort of reap the benefits of it. So, but yeah, so she is getting there, but there's the whip. I think that's about it really. I really wanted to show you the wedding sampler, hence the reason why I've done the separate video. Happy Easter everyone. Hopefully next time I see you I would have got my faces project done, or nearer to the end. So, but again, thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.